Trying to make it potentially a one-possession game. Up and under Pacey's. That's what they needed right there. Force one here. Up to Chin, who throws it down. Minkler, good ball fake, gets to the 10. Count it and the foul. Two buzzer beaters to his credit. Goes down the lane, double pump.
There it is.
Good! Another! And it's a steal by Soden to the rim. He's got the layup and Bedford's got the lead. McGeady drives, Strand open, three-pointer up and in. Wow. And they come up with a steal. O'Connell looking for the flush.
Big guys shoot twos.
Step back, Castro trying to tie the game. Juanena up the sideline, Castic way, double pump. Shot up and in! Up and in! Trying to find Bono. Mike with the steal! Mike is going to run out the clock! Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Nashua. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you, getting set for this preliminary round matchup between the Windham Jaguars and the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. It's the 8-9 game in the first round of the Division I tournament. We're live here in Nashua for the bottom of the hour tip. Two teams, 10-8. During the regular season, identical records. They did not meet head-to-head. Two young head coaches on the sidelines, athletes on both rosters, experience as well. This should be a good way to kick off the 2025 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I tournament.
I agree, and both teams are pretty similar too. In size, speed, quickness. The guards, my biggest matchup tonight, I think, is going to be the point guard matchup. I think Chow and Katrobis. I think two strong point guards with a lot of experience, a lot of strength. And we've seen them both kind of muscle their way to the basket. Good passers, good shooters. And I'm concerned, too, about the zone. Well, Windham decided to play zone. Last time we saw BG, they faced that Goffstown zone that kind of gave them fits. And Windham has improved that zone as the year has gone along. So, two good teams that shoot well. Playoffs, a little bit of nervousness, the whole thing we've talked about before. Should be fun.
Yeah. Both teams expected to give max effort in front of a very large crowd here in this hot gymnasium. We've got student sections, color coordinated as expected. The BG students to our right are wearing black. And the Windham, or is it Windham? No, I got it mixed up. The Windham fans
I'm not
are
sure,
in
though.
black to our right, and across the way from our vantage point, the home fans, the Cardinal faithful, are in white tonight.
There we go, you're right. I saw the Cardinal over there. I'm thinking, wait, Cardinals, really?
Windham may be a little short-handed tonight as well. One of their starting forwards, junior Tyler Jordan, not warming up.
Yeah, disconcerting.
And likely not to play. So you mentioned the point guard play. You mentioned the zone defense. What else do we watch for as we close in on tip-off?
Well, again, playoff jitters. Two teams that are very similar. To teams that during the regular season had some really good close games, upset wins. Windham had a huge upset win against a Portsmouth team that was supposed to be the number one seed. They didn't finish the number one seed, but they were supposed to be the number one seed the way things were playing out. And then you had Bishop Guertin upset Trinity, I believe, or no, played Trinity close, no, they did upset Trinity because Coach Farmer said that they're the scariest team in the entire division, and you just maybe don't know what you're going to get. One night they will be fantastic, and the next night maybe not so sure. So coaches are under the impression, I believe, that BG can beat anybody from what we've heard.
Right. Strong. Well, go ahead.
No, I just think going forward that it's just when you hear that from other coaches, then you kind of go, oh, you have a little bit something to be concerned about. If teams play well in this division, which you have said a million times how wide open this division is, any team, any night can upset anybody, I think, within the top, 6 or 7 of these teams.
Should be a wild tournament. Looking forward to it, of course. And that includes the quarterfinals on Saturday. The winner of this game tonight travels to top seed Bedford for a Saturday quarterfinal tip-off.
That's a big one.
When we come back, starting lineups, national anthem, game time, tournament, comes your way next. You're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Quite the introduction here in Nashua as the lights go out.
Yeah, they did. Ooh.
And the 10 combined starters get their moment in the sun here as we get set for battle. Survive and advance, win or go home, however you want to phrase it. The tournament begins tonight statewide in Division I. This is the 8-9 matchup. Both teams 10-8 during the regular season. The home team, the Cardinals, they won 3 straight to close out the regular season. Windham dropped 2 of their last 3, including a 2-point defeat against Alvern back on Friday night.
And Alvern's pretty good. I mean, that's not a bad loss at all. You do want to come in winning, but every once in a while, though, you lose a game and you kind of, you regroup. A little more energy for that next one because you don't want to lose a couple games in a row. Nice to see some other coaches here all of a sudden kind of rolling in to scout.
Yep, that's head coach Frank Moreno of Bedford. Of course, the Bulldogs await the winner in Saturday's quarterfinal round. BG in the home white. They'll head left to right in this first half. Windham on the road wearing the blue uniforms, navy blue. They'll head right to left in this first half. 3 officials on hand. Antoine Thomas, Kevin Caverny, Kevin Ames. 3 of the state's best on the floor for this one. Windham wins the tap. Jack Katrobis, a player to watch tonight for Windham. He's one of their leading scorers and playmakers.
And already we see BG in a man.
And we get our first whistle.
Look like a little push-off offensively, maybe? No, maybe a little hold there.
Got a hold, yep. It's a grab off the ball against Connor McGowan, one of 10 juniors on this BG roster. Only one senior. It's junior heavy. McGowan commits the first team foul either way. Meanwhile, the 7-foot head coach for Windham up early off the bench. And he likes what he sees. It's a 2 off the window for Katrobis. Able to get himself up to full speed there towards the basket where he's comfortable.
And again, you got to make him go right best you can. He's left-handed. He's a very strong player. He likes to attack the basket.
Oh, here's a nice pass. And the game tied after Eli Youssef, 6'6" sophomore, somehow got free on the baseline for the easy 2.
That was actually pretty good help defense. You just have to make sure everybody rotates. Good job helping on McGowan, but you got to rotate back. Youssef's so big.
Meanwhile, BG head coach Will Horn encouraging this man-to-man defense. Katrobis is 2 for 2.
Coming out aggressive early.
Gets the fadeaway to fall just below the free throw line for his second field goal, 4-2 Jaguars.
And you wonder if they'll change the matchup, maybe put Chow on him. I think those two are pretty similar players, but, I mean, BG has some pretty strong guards anyway.
Meanwhile, Youssef kicks to the corner. 3-pointer up and in for Luca Fabrizio. Well, we know the sophomore can shoot the 3. He's able to get square in the corner to give the home team their first lead.
Got to close out, get a hand up, close out, and go get the rebound.
Meanwhile, a little 2-man game, and then the interior pass is broken up and stolen. First turnover either way. Fabrizio is cut off. And BG looking to reestablish with a 1-point lead. Chu with a little scooper. Chow, rather. That one won't go. The rebound belongs to Sam Redulis, sophomore center for Windham. Second try on the way after Jack Murphy collects his first rebound. And now Katrobis, eye on the rim, thinks better of it and pulls it out with the dribble.
Relying on Katrobis to attack.
Goes by Chow. Count that.
Indeed.
And the foul.
3 for 3 for Katrobis early. Strong move.
And that's got the Windham fans here on the road vocal.
Well, they should be.
Through the first 2.5 minutes, Katrobis off to a dream start with all 6 points.
Yeah, it's Katrobis 6 and BG 5 right now.
Foul, by the way, was on Chow, his first, and the team's second.
Again, you got to make him go right. Strong hand is left. He's going to attack left, force him out of it. Yeah, and here we see Windham back in their 2-3 zone, where they've been very successful. Teams don't like to see zones this year, but it's happening more and more often. You got to be able to shoot. You shoot well, you're okay, but you don't shoot well, could be in big trouble.
As you mentioned, the Jaguars seemingly have gotten better by the week.
They have.
Defensively with that zone.
Yeah, we saw the zone early in the year against, I believe.
Meanwhile, McGowan pulls the trigger on a straightaway 3. Can't connect, but there's Sam Woodward Perhaps BG's best rebounder.
He
this
does
first off
everything,
the offensive glass. Well, Murphy's going to break up this pass into the front row, and it'll stay with the Cardinals.
We saw Windham. I'm sorry, I was trying to figure out we saw Windham zone against Memorial, and it wasn't very well constructed at that point. Then we saw it again later against Portsmouth, and it was outstanding.
Yes.
Movement was better, figuring out where to go, denying the high post.
Meanwhile, backdoor, Yusuf. That shot may have been tipped. Rebound, Rodulis, and a jump ball is called.
He'll stay here on this end. Open. He's too wide open. Yusuf right now too wide open. That means, in the zone, unlike man, you have to turn your head a lot. You can turn your head away from the ball. You got to help each other out. You got to look and find where guys are. They're not normally where you would find them if you're playing man.
Second try on the way for BG, hoping to tie the game, or perhaps take the lead with a three. Instead, Chow runs out of room, lost the ball. Up ahead, we get a scooper for Jackson Blanco that won't go for Windham. Back out Katrobis, line drive three, no. And now McGowan the other way, long pass, Yusuf. Spin move, can't bank it. Rodulis finally clears, takes a breath for Windham.
It was a beautiful spin move, shot, finger roll, almost went in, just spun out. Oh, very pretty.
Back and forth we go here, a 7-5 Windham lead. Katrobis over two players. One off the front lip of the rim. Loose ball tracked down by Rodulis, who's been on the glass here early. Three-pointer from Murphy. No good off the back rim. McGowan his second board for BG. Halfway through this opening quarter. And defense right now, the name of the game, is both teams gone a little cold here. Coach Horn hoping to give his team a jump start. In fact, both head coaches trying to orchestrate on this possession.
Yeah, keep an eye on the short corner, opposite side. I'll tell you what, Rodulis is on a mission. A rebounding machine today. He's everywhere. He's tipping balls. He's just motivation. You can see it, right? It's crazy motivation.
Fabrizio trying to knock down his second three. It won't go. And this one, last touch by Windham. Rolls off the fingertips there of Brandon Jacobs, the sophomore, and will stay with the Cardinals.
And other than Yusuf, Windham is a bigger team overall. Yusuf obviously bigger than everybody else, but Windham has some size too to compete with BG. BG is smaller at the guard, mostly guards, and Yusuf.
Yusuf at 6'6". Meanwhile, we had our first sub. Windham goes to the bench. Jackson Blanco is taken out of the game. There's a three out of the corner. Woodward offensive rebound. Chow left it short. And then Murphy handles off the rim for Windham.
Man, rebound, I'm telling you what. You're seeing guys get after it on the glass tonight.
Meanwhile, we've been stuck on the scoreboard at 7-5 here. Inside of 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Both teams have taken pretty good care of the ball, just one turnover each way. Three-pointer for the lefty, John Murphy.
Good wide open look. That's just good drive and kick, right? Drive and kick. Wide open, got to get a hand up again, go out, close out the shooters. Don't try and block shots, just close out.
Largest lead either way at 5. Meanwhile, Woodward is fouled. Missed the layup, but may have been hit there upon the release.
He did. You know what he did? He switched to his left hand. Tricky. I think he's a right-handed shooter, and he switched to his left hand. If you watch him go up on the catch, switch, left hand, there it is. Got hit a little bit, not a lot, but enough for a foul.
Yep. So we get Murphy with his first. And that's just the first team foul against Windham. Not a lot of whistles so far, which we like through nearly 6 minutes now. Meanwhile, Woodward watches this one go in and out. One more coming. BG goes to the bench for the first time.
And Windham has Stephanides in there. Number 11 is the former head coach at Wyndham's son, who no longer coaches but is here watching today. Just noticed that in the stands.
There's one of the juniors, shooting guard. Meanwhile, 1-for-2 trip for Woodward. A 10-6 ball game here as we approach 2 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Here's Katrobis. Finds Murphy trying to stay hot, and he will.
Again, they're just getting there a little bit too late. Wide open in that corner, and he likes the corner. The lefty likes the corner, and you've got to get there early.
Chest pass on point, catch and shoot, and he stays in rhythm. He's knocked down 2 for Windham from deep.
Yeah, the catch and shoot is big. No hesitation at all. When you hesitate, that's when you miss.
Well, the Cardinals trail by 7 for the first time. They're going to draw second team foul here against Windham. And the second personal foul against John Murphy. And from the look on the sophomore's face, he knew he was guilty. So Coach DeRozier is going to take him out, have a quick word. Bring back Sam Radulis, the team's leading rebounder, after a brief rest. Meanwhile, speaking of rebounders, BG will take out Sam Woodward for the first time.
I'd like to take him out. He must be exhausted.
We get Josh Corriveau, the junior. He's listed at 6'2". Going to try to help the Cardinals along that front line. Meanwhile, final 100 seconds. First quarter, BG going to trim the gap before the end of quarter break.
And that Jacobs second foul is big. Good rebounder. And he can shoot.
This one slapped out of Corriveau's hands by Griffin Driscoll, the senior who just checked in. He's one of 5 seniors on this experienced Windham team. They're trying to get back to the quarterfinals for the second straight year.
And that's where they have the advantage, I think, in age and experience. BG's a little bit younger. So Windham's been playing together for quite some time. Those guys know what they do.
Fabrizio knocks down a 3 there, and that one was from deep, just in front of the Windham bench. Meanwhile, a foul in the backcourt. This one is on McGowan, and that is number 2 against the Cardinal junior.
You may have to give him a break as well. You don't want to lose him. He's an energy guy as well. He can score, plays good defense. Got to keep your hands off, though. Keep your hands to yourself, as they say.
Third team foul. Alex Dolan checks in, 5'9" junior. He's going to guard Katrobis here as well. Katrobis gets the step, goes to the rim, can't get the roll. Roy Dulis comes crashing in, then Dolan gives it up. Roy Dulis, right hand, no. Battling there for BG. A good crossover. Out of a crowd, into a crowd, and an offensive foul.
Yes, indeed. Stefanides taking the charge. That's a coach's son. Coach's son taking the charge. That's how you do it.
Coach DeRozier loves it.
That's his call. So I know they're having a discussion, the officials, but that was his call down there where he made the call. So good call by Antoine.
51 seconds here on the clock. The officials are going to talk it over.
I don't know what you would.
But we saw the replay. It looked like he got there.
Very clear. He was there. Very clear.
Well, Kevin Ames is going to report to the scorer's table.
Oh, no.
The official.
He changed the call. And it's white ball. Blue one with Ike. Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, so they do get Stefanides with his first.
Watch in the replay. He's there. 100% there. I don't know how you make that change. Antoine made a good call.
Well, Coach DeRozier is asking the same question here.
He's right. He's right to ask. He's right. 3 officials, so they're going to have discussion. That's kind of what that is the benefit. But it also, if you're not used to 3 officials, as I've said before, it's more difficult to play because you don't get away with this as much.
So BG ball down 4. Again, Windham sticking with the 2-3 zone. They get their hands in the passing lane there and force another BG turnover.
Last shot, maybe. We'll think about it. Unless Katrubis gets the ball in his hands, he's going to attack.
Well, Murphy, after knocking down a couple of 3s, he's going to go to the basket and draw a foul.
A couple lefties, though. Sometimes when you don't recognize guys are left-handed, they're hard to guard.
Right.
That hand is doing something different that you don't normally see. The left hand just does something weird. You don't know what it is. Hey, he's left-handed.
So Murphy to the free throw line. Try to push this lead back to 7 here with 33 seconds remaining in this first quarter. That one betrays him. Murphy, one of Wyndham's better free throw shooters. One more coming. Meanwhile, Yusuf, the big man, will take his first rest for BG.
Good rest time. 33 seconds left. You get about a minute and a half or more rest with the quarter break.
1-for-2 trip at the line for Murphy. He's got 7. And it's a 14-9 Windham lead. They've played with the lead most of this first quarter and have led by as many as 7.
Zone is tricky. Doing a good job guarding the high post. If you move well, right there, high post wide open. You don't want the ball to go there.
Now a travel on the wing is called.
Create turnovers.
A little bit of a shuffling of the feet there, and that's the second straight Cardinal giveaway. So the last shot may belong to Windham.
Pressure. You're going to have some full court pressure by BG. Make them work. for that last shot.
10 seconds remaining.
Bold move here, putting Jacobs back in with 2 fouls.
Yes.
You know,
Sophomore.
offensive foul, Nick. Ooh, gotta watch out.
Well, sophomore just exchanged a quick word with Coach DeRozier. I'm sure it was a word of caution from the head coach. Meanwhile, here comes Kotrobis. He's got an eye on the clock. He's at midcourt. We're down to 5 seconds. He gets a ball screen, picks up the dribble on the wing, has to hurry, fades away, and that 3 is off the mark. But a good first quarter for Windham on the road. They lead BG 14-9 after 1. The Cardinals look to respond when we come back. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the second quarter here in Nashua. And a good start for the visiting Windham Jaguars, the number 9 seed. Leading number 8 Bishop Guertin 14-9. 8 minutes in, Jack Kotrobis 7 points. John Murphy 7 points. That's been the offense for the Jaguars. First possession is a turnover, a rare one in this first half. The backdoor pass broken up and taken away by Fabrizio. BG trailed most of that first quarter. They're back within a possession after Sam Woodward is able to stretch the defense there. His first field goal comes from the baseline.
Beautiful short corner. That's one of the spots that's wide open. Usually against the zone, if you sneak around back there, you'll get open.
The winner of this game will take on top seed Bedford on the road Saturday in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, it continues for the point guard, Jack Kotrobis. He's the first to double figures either way with 10 points after that three-pointer.
He's on a mission early, very confident and very aggressive offensively. We saw that against Portsmouth, too. He came out early firing.
Woodward, little ball fake, steps to his right, can't capitalize on the long 2. Chow, offensive rebound off the bounce. Yusuf, a power dribble. That banker won't go, and the skying Radulis clears the glass for his 5th rebound for Windham. Both teams getting after it, both on the glass and defensively in this first half. Kotrobis,
holy mackerel,
the assassin. That one from deep. He lets out a savage yell. And now we have a timeout on the floor called by Bishop Guertin. Largest lead for Windham at now 20-11. Kotrobis the story in this first half with a game-high 13 points.
You, as a coach, too, that defensively, that wasn't that bad. But if you're guarding a right-handed or left-handed player, if you get your right hand up high, you're right in his shooting pocket, his shooting motion. So you got to push that hand forward so that make him go left or make him go right best you can. But if your hand is up high enough and you don't get it down, like what did Mark Jackson say, hand down, man down.
Right.
You've got to keep the hand up high so he can't pull that shot up.
That one from deep.
Man, alive, that was a beautiful shot.
So Kotrobis, who looked to attack the basket in that first quarter, showing us the range here in the second quarter.
He appears to be a man on a mission here in this game.
Wants to extend the career. One of 5 seniors for Windham. Only one, as we mentioned, on the BG roster. That's Matt Chow. Cardinals with work to do. Down 9 on their home floor. They go to the corner. McGowan for 3. Can't get it. But he follows his own shot. Into the lane. The junior spins and banks it with the right hand.
Tough shot. Really tough shot. He's a tough kid, though. Tough kid.
Playing despite the 2 fouls. Coach Horn trusting his junior.
And that's a bold move. You don't want to have him guard Kotrobis at this point either, because Kotrobis will just attack him in the basket. Here's a mismatch right away. Mismatch. He sees it.
Point guard against the center, but the block. And then a travel is called. It was rejected by Yusuf. Chow and Woodward were both there to collect the loose ball, but never quite had it move the feet, and the travel is called. It's the fourth Cardinal turnover of this first half, as you see Woodward and Radulis mixed up there.
Yeah, it's a good rebound. Little body bump. Caused those feet to shuffle.
So an inbound on the way for Windham. Jackson Blanco back in the game, set to throw it in from the baseline. And he finds Murphy. BG still in a man-to-man. That's been the look throughout the first half. Meanwhile, Blanco for three, can't collect or connect. And then a loose ball foul is called, as both Roy Dulis and Bishop Guertin, Sam Prescott, who just checked in, both went to the floor there.
Wow, call that on Prescott. Maybe, I think, a little grab or a push. Look who's there on the rebound, though, again. Roy Dulis again. I got him for 8. And my math is stellar today, I think. Stellar. But he's diving on the floor. Just a little bump over there. Oh, that's smart, too. Take McGowan out. Don't get him third. Does not need his third foul. Give him a couple minutes. Get him back in.
Meanwhile, Windham with a 7-point lead. They've played out in front most of the way. They trailed briefly by a score of 5-4 in the game's opening minutes. Meanwhile, 3-second violation.
That's on Blanco. Stand there, him and Chow. A little shoving going back and forth. I think he forgot where he was.
Been a physical first half. Meanwhile, Blanco pleading ignorant.
You gotta know where your feet are, right? You know where your feet are.
Meanwhile, Yusuf back in the game. Pull-up jumper, no. Roy Dulis, the rebound. Great outlet. Here's Blanco ahead of the crowd for 2.
Great outlet pass.
Roy Dulis has been the man.
He hasn't scored yet, but he's the MVP as far as I'm concerned right now. Him and Katrovas, co-MVPs of this game.
Unofficially 9 rebounds and a gorgeous assist there to spark the break. Meanwhile, a foul is called. It's against Windham. It's against the senior Griffin Driscoll. Just the first. No, it's not on Driscoll. It's on Blanco, excuse me, and that is his first.
Oh, that's
one team foul.
His hand in there, a little reach.
Yep.
I thought they were going to call that on Roy Dulis. He was kind of in front of him. I thought maybe that was on him.
Again, just one team foul each way. Nearly 3 minutes in, second quarter. Yusuf for 3.
Good screen. Actually, an out-of-bounds play to try and score, like we talked about. Good screen, boom, jumper in the corner.
Sophomore with his first field goal. Been one of BG's leading scorers all season.
Getting more physical, too. Watch the hands and the grabbing.
Blanco for 3. Front iron miss. Driscoll offensive rebound. Katrobis step back 3. Back iron miss. Roy Dulis another offensive rebound. And then a reach-in foul is going to go against Chow here. And that, I think, is number 2 as well. So
right.
The foul trouble starting to mount up for BG. Chow picks up his second. McGowan, who has 2, is now back in the Cardinal lineup, replacing Alex Dolan. So both starting guards with 2 apiece for the home team.
It's getting dangerous. Very dangerous, and Chow is still in the game.
There's a steal off the inbound.
Rare Windham turnover. I have him only for 3, but could be wrong on that, but rare turnover early.
It's been a pretty clean first half.
Both teams, yeah. I got 4-3, so we know.
Chow
jinxed them.
Yeah, Chow's pass tipped by Radulis, stolen by Murphy. Now a 3 for Blanco. Back iron miss. Katrobis at full speed. Can't get there. Prescott to the rim. Gets it with the left.
Long move. Good play on the rebound.
And good hustle by the junior. His first points off the bench. BG is back within 4. The crowd is back in the game. And as we hit the midway point here in the second quarter, we have a timeout here by Coach DeRogers. Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Be sure to like and subscribe if you have not done so already on YouTube. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire on YouTube at FNL NH Media. First round coverage. The Division I tournament underway statewide with the preliminary round. The story has been this kid, Jack Katrobis. Launches another three. It's his third make from beyond the arc, and he's just been on fire in this first half. Now it's 16 points.
16 points. You can't, I mean, that's like a heat check. If I'm him, I'm coming down, I'm shooting again. I'm shooting the ball every time I get down the floor if I'm even close to open. He's dialed in, just dialed in tonight.
McCowan off the ball fake, a three of his own is a live drive miss. Collected, though, in the corner by Fabrizio. And another second chance opportunity for the Cardinals. They've had those in this first half.
They have. Offensive rebounding, that's a huge, huge deal. If you can do it, again, rebounding against the zone is tough because you got to find someone to box out. A lot of times they're just not where they're supposed to be in the zone. Man, you always know where your guy is, or you're supposed to, right?
Meanwhile, Coach DeRozier's continuing to play maestro on the sideline here, trying to orchestrate his 2-3 zone. A three out of the corner.
Yusuf again.
Starting to heat up. Scoreless throughout most of this first half. He's now canned a couple of threes over the last few trips.
Yeah, he's a big man who can shoot. I mean, 6'6", most places, is a guy that plays outside, runs around and shoots.
Got a 5-second violation here.
Really?
Good on-ball pressure there from Prescott. And the clock catches up with Katrobis. Windham just their fifth turnover.
Wow.
Coach Horn loves the defensive effort there.
That's a quick 5-second call, but hey, right? Move the ball. Move the ball. Don't hold it. Move the ball.
Cardinals trying to make this a one-possession game again. We close in on 2 minutes to go before halftime. Woodward catches in a crowd. His bounce pass is broken up and stolen by Roy Dulas. Active hands have made a difference in the passing lane tonight for Windham. Meanwhile, a block for Yusuf, his second rejection. It ends up with Murphy on the wing. Make that Jacobs, who makes the Cardinals pay. First field goal comes from downtown for the sophomore, Brandon Jacobs.
And he's a good shooter, too. He just hasn't shot it. Maybe one shot. I think he has 2 fouls, so he had to sit down a little bit early. Petrobus needs to remember, when you go inside, 6'6" guys there, you got to make sure you either pump fake or find a way to go underneath him.
Andrew Steinbruick. Good spin move.
Coming out of nowhere with that move.
It's Andre, not Andrew. Steinbruick, who played briefly in that first quarter. Back in the lineup, the sophomore gets his first bucket. Cardinals are back within 5. The final 85 seconds here before the break.
How many of these players they're going to need because of foul trouble issues right now?
Petrobis off the crossover, can't get it. Steinbruick the rebound. McGowan a blow-by move, and he's mugged. A midair collision knocking the junior to the ground. Fearless take. And free throws on the way for Connor McGowan. Clock stopped with 1:13 to go before halftime.
That was on Murphy, too. It was only his first foul. A lot of both teams having some foul issues, some guys with 2. You know, BG has more players with 2, but that's his first foul, unless I turn my head the other way.
Yeah, no, you're right. Murphy with 1. The only one with 2
in the game
for Windham is Jacobs.
Okay.
BG, as we mentioned, they're starting backcourt tandem of Matt Chow and Connor McGowan with 2 apiece. That has not really impacted their playing time.
No, it hasn't, but 3 fouls will.
Yeah. 1 for 2 trip for McGowan.
That's only our 7th free throw of the game, too. As much activity as we've had and attacking the basket, just feels like we should have more free throws. Very, very physical game.
Offensive foul. Sam Roydolis came charging into Matt Chow. Gutsy business decision, as you like to say there, by Chow, who, as we just talked about, has 2 fouls. That could have been number 3. Instead,
beautiful play. Waiting for
able to absorb the contact there.
That's bold.
Yep.
Bold business decision right there.
So BG, after trailing earlier in this second quarter by as many as 9. A chance to cut this thing down to 2 here as we enter the final minute of the second quarter.
Well, you're at home. You feel more confident coming back at home. And they're probably not too worried about getting too far down. I mean, they've played pretty much every team close. Just got to dissect the zone.
Backdoor, McGowan makes it a 2-point difference.
And that's what they did there. A good cut, because you can screen against the zone. People tend to forget. You can screen high, you can screen down, screen the middle, screen the middle defender in the zone.
Meanwhile, Coach Horn leading the defense chant. Home fans on their feet. Drive and kick, Stefanidis. High arcing 3 out of the corner.
Wow. Coach's son, baby.
Jack Stefanidis. Another assist for Kotrobis. And bench points for Windham, just their 4th different score in this first half. Final shot may belong to the home team. Cardinals with it down to 10 seconds. McGowan raises his right hand. He's guarded here by Murphy. Down to 5 seconds. Going to attack. Left hand dribble, step back, 3-pointer, off the glass.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
McGowan ends it with an exclamation point, and we have a 2-point game at halftime. McGowan, brilliant one-on-one move there on the step back. Not sure if he called it or not, but it still counts.
Did he call glass or not? I don't think he did.
We may have to ask him after the game, but as we get a look at the replay, fantastic step back. He's been good in this first half. And the Cardinals, as we talked about, after trailing by as many as 9, they're within 2. If you're Windham, how do you feel here after the Cardinals score the last few points just before halftime?
I think you're okay that you're still ahead. You're glad you're ahead. You don't want them to kind of score in bunches like that, and they did. So the zone worked, and then they kind of got away. They made some mistakes against the zone. So when you leave cutters wide open in the zone, that's a mistake. You can't leave those guys open. You're there in space so that you can help when people cut to the basket, right? So you just can't make those little mistakes in the zone. So coach will go in hopefully at halftime and talk to them about, hey, where should you be in the zone? Don't get beat. Don't get beat over the top of the zone, and you got to get a hand up. You know, in contrast, BG, they just played really well in that second part of the second quarter. They really attacked the basket well, shot a little bit better, and more aggressive rebounding-wise than they were in the beginning.
31-29 at the midway point. Coming up, full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, and an out-of-town scoreboard, as well as the tournament is underway statewide. More in a moment. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
34-31.
The closest one? Who's the closest one? 34-31. Who's that?
Albert. Halftime here in Nashua, 31-29 Windham over Bishop Guertin. Preliminary round coverage here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's our game of the week presented by Beals Insurance. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. First half belonged to Windham. They played with the lead most of the way, led by as many as 9 early in that second quarter. A late push by Bishop Guertin makes this interesting, just a 2-point gap at the break. The high scorer is Windham senior Jack Katrobis. Caught fire for a moment in that first half, finished with 16 points.
He was good.
Had help from John Murphy, who chipped in with 7. And the game's high rebounder is a Windham player as well. Sophomore Sam Roy-Dulis, unofficially, with 10 boards. BG, strong leadership from Eli Youssef, the 6'6 senior, with 8 points. Connor McGowan hit the 3 off the glass to beat the buzzer before the break. That gives him 8 points as well. Luca Fabrizio knocking down a couple of 3-pointers in that first half as well for BG.
Like to see him get a little more or get some more shots. Fabrizio didn't get enough shots. He's a really good shooter. So you got to find the gaps. You got to convince your point guard to attack the gaps and find other players. Skip passes over the top, maybe screen against the zone. You can, nice play is to screen opposite so you can throw a skip pass the other side, and then sometimes if they beat the screen and get out, you can get a little cutter inside for a layup. So there's little things you can do against the zone that maybe BG can exploit here in the second half. Windham just needs to keep attacking offensively, and Roy-Dulis is doing his best impression today of Dennis Rodman. He is rebounding like a madman. He hasn't scored yet, and I know he can score. We saw him last time. He could score, but right now he's just focused on rebounding and getting his teammates second shots.
Outstanding. Both teams took pretty good care of the basketball in that first half as well. 6 turnovers for Bishop Guertin, 5 for Windham. The winner, of course, heads to Bedford on Saturday to take on the top-seeded Bulldogs in Saturday's quarterfinal round. Bishop Guertin, they've got the basketball. Fabrizio looking to run the show. Windham opening up in his zone. We saw that 2-3 look throughout the first half from the Jaguars defensively.
Yeah, and they go way out. Almost sometimes it looks like a 1-2-2, 1-3-1. They move around a lot, so you're going to take the point guard. See it on guards are a little too close on one side together. You got to stop the high post if you can.
Yusuf's open. Corner 3. Side-eye miss. The rebound poked out to Blanco. And Windham has their first possession after a stop defensively to open this third quarter.
Yeah, good early stop. Again, shuffle the feet on the catch. A little bit overzealous, trying to catch it, take your time, and go.
So 6 turnovers each way as we see the traveling violation against Blanco. Other scores from around this Division I tournament. They are heading to the fourth quarter. In fact, they're deep into the fourth quarter. Nashua South hoping to become the first team to advance tonight, leading Merrimack 48-42 with 1 minute remaining.
Ooh, wow.
In the fourth quarter.
When did they start? 5 o'clock?
So South trying to hang on there. Meanwhile, this one tipped and will stay with BG. Other scores, Exeter got a 14-point lead over Goffstown at halftime, 42-28. And Trinity, after trailing Winnicott at halftime, have come back to take the lead and now out in front by 11 over the Warriors, 44-38. That's Trinity over Winnicott, start of the fourth quarter in Manchester.
And Trinity is a really tough place to play. For Winnicott to be, close, that's good for them.
Meanwhile, after a lengthy possession, we do get a 3 from McGowan that's off target, but it's played off the bounce by Fabrizio. And then the 3 is in the hole.
That Chow hit a 3.
That's his first bucket, and it comes at the right time for BG. They've got their first lead since it was 5-4.
That is huge, and he doesn't shoot very much. He's a defender, good passer, does the little things. He just doesn't shoot very often.
Here's Murphy, open from deep, but that one is short. Yusuf, a good box out. Plays the rebound off the bounce for BG.
A little hesitation, that's why he missed that one.
Chu with a wraparound pass, but he stepped out of bounds.
The dreaded baseline.
And his right foot on the baseline.
Got to know where the feet are, right?
no argument from the Cardinals' lone senior. Actually had the left foot on the line.
Touch that line. Got to be careful. Got to know where the lines are. You know, a lot of times pickup games, it seems they don't care about the lines, but you really have to know where the lines are if you're going to play.
Meanwhile, Murphy in the lane, no. Loose ball. Ends up with Blanco on the wing for Windham. Murphy, extra feed, couldn't catch up with that pass from Jacobs.
Got a little bit out of control. Just got to maintain. It would have been okay. He might have been looking for him to cut, but no movement there.
Turnover bug biting both teams here to begin the second half. Cardinals just one field goal here, nearly 3 minutes in. Windham has not scored since halftime. BG by 1. They trailed by as many as 9 in the first half. Extra pass. Chow splits 2, goes around a third. Off-balance shot is off the front iron. And Murphy secures the two-hand rebound on the weak side for Windham. Backdoor for Blanco, off his hand and out of bounds. Now back-to-back giveaways for Windham. Well, Coach DeRozier is going to shake up the lineup. At the shooting guard spot, Stefanidis back on replacing Blanco. Stefanidis played pretty well in limited action in that first half off the bench for Windham.
Yeah, and you're missing Jordan. That's a very important player off your bench. So if he gets healthy and they happen to win this game, they're going to need him in the next round. He's a good shooter, a good rebounder, brings more length.
Yep, another ball handler. Meanwhile, Chow, speaking of ball handling, frees himself up off the dribble, can't connect from straight away. However, Jacobs lost it. McGowan then blocked by Jacobs before Katrobis gathers in the corner for Windham. Jaguars have it. It's a 3-on-3. Stefanidis goes inside. There's Roy Dulis. No, follow, yes.
There it is. Rebound, follow your own shot. That's how you pad your stats, baby.
First bucket for Roy Dulis. And Windham back in front, 33-32 as we hit the midway point of this third quarter. This one off the foot of one of the defenders and will stay with Bishop Guertin.
The right idea. Now, in the first half, they didn't get a lot of those inside, cuts and dribble attack all the way to the basket like that. In a zone, you've got to cut that off somehow. Pinch, put together. Can't let those penetration dribbles get there.
Chow, mid-range pull-up, no. This one batted around before it ends up with Katrobis. We'll slow it down as he crosses into the front court. Coach DeRozier watches as his point guard goes down the lane, scores with the left hand.
Look at that.
And the foul. The senior flexing the muscles.
He went right and did that. Moved the ball around a little bit, got it to the top. Bang, Biscuit, look at that.
Took the contact, hung in the air, released with the left.
Beautiful play.
Showing off the guns as well. Hits the free throw to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. 19 points for Jack Katrobis, a game high. And now Windham with a 4-point edge. They've scored 5 straight. Yusuf trying to end that for BG. No, and there's Jack in the box. Sam Roy Dulis. His
so
12th
bouncy.
Rebound tonight. Going to set a pretty good ball screen in the backcourt.
Be careful with those.
Murphy.
Sometimes we see those in the backcourt like that, and a little bit of movement, boom, they're going to call a foul. Officials were kind of nice on that one, just like that screen. Got to get there early.
Driving kick, 3 for Jacobs, no. Weak side rebound belongs to McGowan. He's rebounded well from the guard spot, 4 unofficial, but he's called for a carry here.
A rare carry call. He did it, but they don't normally call that anymore. If you watch games, you don't see that very often. We take another look at the replay. That's egregious, though. That's an egregious carry. Good call.
It's been well officiated tonight. Antoine Thomas, Kevin Caverty, Kevin Ames. It's been physical, but giving the players the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I've not seen. I think they've done a really good job so far. I mean, we had one early. I thought that the charge that was a turn into a block. That was the only one I thought was a little bit, could have gone either way. But man, they've done a good job.
Here's a steal by McGowan. Took it away from behind, and he's got an easy 2 as a result.
Beautiful, quiet steal, too. Quiet. Got sneaky.
He's been BG's leading scorer tonight now with 10 points. 2-point game again, 36-34.
See a lot of hands. Steinbrook inside on Roy Dulis. A lot of pushing, a lot of hands.
Roy Dulis over the top, sophomore on sophomore. It didn't happen. Rebound for Brizio. Cardinals can tie or take the lead. They want the lead. It's Prescott, and he gives it to him.
Off the bench comes Prescott with a three.
Didn't need time to warm up. The junior, his first shot attempt since checking back into the lineup just a moment ago. Meanwhile, down one, Windham with the ball. Murphy into the lane. They're going to wave off the shot, a foul first.
Good strong move. Saw the mismatch. A lot bigger than Prescott, so you just got to attack him left-handed. Those are two left-handed players, right? Got to attack each other. Let's go.
Second on Prescott, second team foul against BG. Meanwhile, Yusuf, after a short rest, is back on. He replaces Woodward for Bishop Guertin. He'll man the middle.
See if Windham tries to score on the inbound play again. Look for cutters and screens. Good screen there.
Katrobis, open three, cashes in.
Another one.
5 of his 21 in this third quarter. And the senior leader has got his squad back out in front. 39-37. Quick timeout from Coach Horn as BG looks to reset. Our broadcast brought to you tonight by Beals Insurance. Locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance puts you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com and start raising money for your team today. And finally, by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. The winner will face that man's team on Saturday. That's Bedford Bulldog head coach Frank Moreno. Quarterfinal action statewide, at least in Division I. Resumes on Saturday. Tonight, statewide, first round. 5 games, keeping an eye on the other 4. And it's been the fun one to call here in Nashua. This one's been tight. Windham led by as many as 9 in the first half. BG closed the gap to 2 at halftime. They're within 2 here as they look again to tie or take the lead as we move inside the final 2 minutes of this third quarter.
Yeah, fun. Old gym, fun game, fun place to watch a game. Great block.
Block shot, yep. And a rebound for Jacobs. Murphy going to slow things down here as they look for a 2-possession lead. 100 seconds to go. Third quarter, three-pointer. Katrobis, yep.
Man, you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him at this point.
I don't think you can contain him either. He's got 25. And he's now knocked down 5 three-pointers. 2 of them have come in this third quarter.
At this point, if you're playing man, you don't let him catch the ball.
McGowan's going to match him. That's a deep 3. The home fans fired back up. 13, a team high for McGowan.
Another mismatch. Katrobis has a mismatch up top.
2-point game. Little 2-man game. They go inside, and we get a foul here as Murphy.
Yeah, that's good.
Going to head to the
play.
free throw line.
Good call. He got him. Grabbed him, pushed him, fouled him, shoved him.
That's number 3 on Prescott, excuse me. He's provided a pretty good scoring punch off the bench with 5 points. In limited minutes, pleading his case to no avail there. That's the 3rd team foul. And again, the 3rd personal against the junior.
Got to be honest, if you're a player and you're in high school, any level, and you raise your hands up after, they're not going to change it. They're only going to look at you and go, you know what, next time you're not going to get that call. They're definitely not going to change the call because you raised your hands and went, what, me? No, I didn't foul him.
The frustrated junior going to check out. Meanwhile, Murphy, 1 for 2 trip. Missed the first, hits the second. His first point since halftime. He's got 8. And Windham's lead is 3 at 43-40.
You're a young player. Just take the foul, smile, tell the official good call, keep moving. You might get the call next time down. They're human beings, everybody, just like we are.
McGowan for 3. Too strong on the wing attempt. Murphy a good weak side rebound, and now Windham wants to push. Skip pass. Trailer. Murphy, ball fake. Back to the corner. 3-pointer, up and in for Jacobs.
Another one for Jacobs.
His second from downtown. He doubles his point total from 3 to 6. The lead is 6 for Windham. And now a timeout is called by Coach Horn. His guy was in trouble there in the corner. And the young head coach bails him out with a timeout. He's got 21.8 seconds to work with here. His club down 6, still a 2-possession game.
In this case, you want to try and take the last shot with 21 seconds. You're not going to get a 2-for-1 situation, I don't think, in this case, because Windham will come down and they can do the same thing. They should take the last shot if they get the ball back. I'd like to see Jacobs be a little bit more aggressive offensively. He's a good shooter, got a good-looking shot. Maybe now in this fourth quarter you start to defend Katrubis a little bit more. I wouldn't let him catch the ball. Just deny.
I was about to say, when he does have the basketball in his hands, do you float a second guy?
You may have to double and make him a passer. You got to make him. He's a willing passer anyway, but you have to make him go right, and you got to help. You got to help each other out. And if he gets by you or you force him one way, your teammates have to come up, step in front, and don't let him get to the basket or get open shots. Make him kick it to somebody else. Make somebody else beat you at this point. Because he's not missed very many shots today at all.
He's got 25 points.
Plus, he's playing with a multitude of confidence.
And he's got a steal here. An inbound pass was tipped. Katrubis sends it up to Stefanidis. And a foul is called here. A reach in against the defender, Josh Corriveau. It happens just inside of 15 seconds. Wyndham's going to go back to the bench and bring on their leading rebounder, Sam Roydulis, for what's likely the final offensive trip of the quarter for Windham.
Yeah, here's where you want to take your time, yo-yo up and down a little bit, right? Then attack the basket. And let's say underneath now, though, if you have an opportunity to score on an out-of-bounds play, run well, then you take that opportunity.
Katrubis, 10 seconds inside. Roydulis going to finish off a great bounce pass.
Yeah, it was a good out-of-bounds play as well. Took a minute to get to that spot, but it worked.
Lead back to 8. Final shot. Stonbruek fadeaway won't go, and that will do it. A strong quarter for the Windham Jaguars. They pushed their lead from 2 to 8 at 48-40 through 3. BG looks for a response. Windham looks to survive and advance. We come back with the fourth quarter next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Windham with the basketball and the lead as we begin this fourth quarter. Preliminary round action in this 2025 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Tournament. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. Fadeaway won't go, but there is rebound number 13 for Roydulis, and it leads to a second chance bucket for Brandon Jacobs.
That's his third basket, and it is a 3. He has 9 points on 3 threes.
The lead is 11 for the first time. Largest lead either way, and now a foul here is going to come against Windham. Jaguars led most of that first half, led by as many as 9. BG, a late push before halftime, cut it to 2. Cardinals took the lead early in the third quarter at 34-32, but since then, it's been all Windham. And their lead of 51-40 again is their largest of the night. The winner, of course, goes to top seed Bedford for Saturday's quarterfinal matchup. Chow, step back 3, no, and then a push off here against McGowan on the rebound.
I think that's his third.
And that is number 3. He did a great job avoiding that third foul after collecting 2 early in the second quarter.
He did. I mean, they took him out a couple little times, but he's been in most of the time. You got to do that a little more subtly, right? Lean into it with your body maybe instead of putting the hands out. Every time the hands go out, it's going to be called a foul. Good call.
Here's a press from BG.
They need that little something. Give them a little something, right? A little energy on the press. There it is.
Stephanitis trying to beat it with a dribble. Lost control. McGowan the steal. Yusuf left side. 2 points.
Can't try and beat the press with the dribble unless you're a guy that does that all the time.
Here's a pass. Chasing down on the sideline. Katrobis. High archer off the glass. That is a tough shot.
Wow.
And he makes it look easy. 27 tonight for the senior. Hoping to extend his high school career with at least a win tonight.
That was over Yusuf, too, who's blocked his shot a couple times today already. He just floated that right over the top.
There's Chow. A scooper. Won't go. Offensive rebound. Yusuf sent back by Jacobs.
Great block.
McGowan, left hand. Step through. Scooper. No. Oidulis had it for a moment. Poked away to Fabrizio. Then Chow makes his way along the baseline and draws a foul.
Chow being more aggressive offensively. Got to find offense somewhere. Right now, they don't have any offense. Right now, they're struggling. If you call timeout, which he's doing right now, which is a good call, offense is struggling. They're not getting good looks. They're taking kind of wild, underneath shots that are just really difficult to make.
Seen a few acrobatic attempts.
Yeah. Those are tough shots, Nick.
Yep.
I mean, you can't, most of the time you can't expect to make those. Those are spectacular plays.
Right.
And those happen every once in a while. Crowd goes nuts, and they did. But they're hard shots to make. Percentage-wise, you don't typically make those. But that's defensively, Windham is sort of forcing those type of shots right now. They're not giving up open jumpers.
That was one of the things that you highlighted during our pregame conversation. Things that we expected to see tonight. In Windham's case, it was that 2-3 zone, which seemingly has gotten better as the season has gone on. Tonight holding BG to just 42 points, at least so far, nearly 2 minutes into this fourth quarter.
I mean, we got a lot of time left, but the zone is really good because what they're doing, too, in the zone, they go out a little bit further. They get out, instead of waiting on the zone and staying back, they go out and get guys in the zone like you're supposed to. You're not supposed to play zone and just stand in the back with your hands up and kind of move around. You know BG has some shooters, so you have to go out and get them and put a hand up, make them dribble to the basket, and then rely on your teammates for help inside. That's what they've done so far today. The help has been good.
McGowan off the inbound. A banker, no. Roy Dulis strong in the glass, on the glass, his 14th rebound.
Yeah, his rebound, it's just a phenomenal rebound. Oh, man,
well, the handoff broken up by Chow, and it ends up off of either Stephanitis or Katrobis. Take your pick. Either way, it's a Windham turnover.
Yep, I think that went off Katrobis.
Good defensive effort by Chow. He's the lone BG senior. He's hoping to extend his career with a win tonight.
Those handoff plays, too, are tricky. You really got to practice that to do it well. On the dribble handoff.
Cardinals trying to narrow the lead to a single-digit difference. High-low, Yusuf power dribble, lost it. Roy Dulis is there, and a jump ball is called as he's tied up by Chow.
Good play.
Meanwhile, subs for Windham. Coach DeRozier going to take Stephanitis out and replace him with Jackson Blanco. Those two have kind of shared minutes at the two-guard spot tonight.
Yeah, you want to make sure you get the right guys handling the ball, too, against the press.
2.5 gone by, fourth quarter. Still an 11-point margin. Yusuf trying to cut it to 8 with a 3. Can't connect. And a rebound played on the bounce by Katrobis.
We don't see a full court press again, which they got a couple turnovers off of.
Got to reach in here.
Number 4 on him, on McGowan. That's the 4th.
Yep. The junior was hoping his number wouldn't be called after he heard the whistle, but that is number 4 against the junior. He's been BG's leading scorer tonight with 13 points.
The only guy that should be handling the ball right now and bringing it up for Windham is Katrobis. Especially if they decide to press. You want to make sure his ball is in his hands. Move the ball by passing it.
Katrobis off the screen. Three-pointer up and in.
Dialed in. That's just dialed in. Nothing you can do about that.
A 30-point night for the senior. He's hit 6 from downtown.
You got to make him go to the basket. There's nothing else you can do except make him go to the basket. No more threes, twos.
Windham has their largest lead at 56-42. BG in a little bit of trouble here. 3 minutes in. They go inside. Great interior.
Yeah, great pass.
Across the lane feed results in a Yusuf layup.
Took some time off the clock, though. Not a lot of urgency at this point for them. They got a little more urgency.
Three-pointer. Out of the corner for Jacobs. Murphy's on the glass. And he gets the putback.
Good tip by his teammate to help him get that rebound in the basket.
10 points for Murphy. And Windham again by 14 here as we approach the midway point, fourth quarter. Chow on the wing gives up the dribble. Woodward, baseline drive, cut off by Radulis.
Good help.
It'll stay with the Cardinals.
It's just really difficult to drive against the zone unless you go to the gaps. Look at the help on the baseline. Good help there on the baseline.
Radulis took the ball off the face there as well.
I don't think he cares. Look at him. He's tough. He loves it. Throw the ball. Throw it off my face again, he said. He loves it.
The sophomore's been a demon on the window, as we talked about, with 14 rebounds unofficially.
Machine.
Three-pointer Corriveau. High arcer out of the corner.
Holy mackerel.
Too strong and out of bounds.
That might hit the strap over there. Wow.
Love a high arcing three.
Beautiful.
Meanwhile, Coach Horn going to shuffle the cards again. Prescott, Woodward return, Corriveau, and McGowan will sit.
And here's a man full court press, and Katrobas again needs to have the ball in his hands and not get trapped.
Going to float a second guy. No, Woodward retreats. It's Prescott, the lone defender. Off the ball screen, Katrobas finds the trailer. Roydulis blocked by Yusuf, his third rejection. Up ahead, Prescott, and a blocking foul is going to go against Murphy.
Great block. Roydulis went in hard. If Yusuf hadn't have been there, it looked like he was going to try and dunk the ball.
Well, Yusuf has played well tonight.
Yeah, he's got quite a few block shots. He's
got 12 points. Yeah, 12 points. I had him for 3 blocks.
3 blocks?
Three rebounds, but either way, he's manned the middle, and he's been one of BG's leaders really all season. Just a sophomore. Of course, as we talked about at the top of the broadcast, BG are going to bring a lot back next year. It's a class of 10 juniors on this roster.
Yeah, that's a lot of experience leading into next year.
Right.
So there'll be a threat right away.
10-8 regular season. Both teams were 10-8. Meanwhile, Chow in some trouble, but he draws a foul.
So one thing, if you're Windham right now, you don't want to put them at the free throw line. Don't reach. Keep playing defense like you've been playing in the game. I mean, you're up 14 with 3:25 to go. You're in good shape.
Reach in against Blanco, the help defender.
What I don't understand, though, is BG doesn't seem too urgent right now to score. The urgency is not there.
Off the miss, Katrobas leads a 2-on-1. The layup, no. Roydulis on the glass again. And now Blanco going to pull it out. Down to 3 minutes here, fourth quarter. Katrobas in trouble and is called for a loose ball grab.
Rare turnover the second half. I mean, I got 6, but a little too much dribbling. A little too much. Move the ball around, take your time, get good shots. That's what they've been doing the whole game. He's gotten great shots the whole game.
He's got 30 points to lead his squad, 16 of those in the first half. And again, he's had the ball in his hands more often than not tonight. Not just tonight, but all season as the point guard of this squad for Coach DeRozier's. Meanwhile, Windham is over the team foul limit, 5 team fouls. So BG got a chance at the free throw line here. And again, 3:03 to go. So they'll get an automatic 2 should they draw a Windham foul from here on out.
And you have to, maybe they need to try to, like I said, urgency. Try and score a little quicker. You're down 12. Get some steals, but offensively in the half court, when they come down, you've got to attack quickly. You can't take too much time off the clock or you're simply going to run out of time.
Got a 1-2-2 here from BG. Windham's lead is a dozen, 58-46. We're inside of 3 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Long pass, Stefanidis, who is back on the floor with the catch. And now Murphy trying to dribble away from 2 Cardinals. Finds Katrobis, and he draws a bump there from Chow.
And they got, one more to give before the next one is free throws, right? That's 3.
Yeah, that's the third, so they've got 1 left now.
1 to give, and
1 to give.
Just make sure that they, Windham's going to end up probably shooting free throws too, because if you're BG, you're going to have to foul. Especially if they decide to hold the ball a little bit.
Well, Murphy having trouble finding a target. And Coach DeRozier, who had the internal clock in his head there, calls a timeout to avoid the 5-second violation.
It's funny, when I was younger, when I first started coaching, the coaches weren't allowed to call timeouts.
That's right.
Players had to call them.
Yep.
So you could bounce around and yell and scream, but that play right there, when you get the 5-second call, used to be all that relied on the players,
right.
Which kind of is weird that they took that away. I think players, that should be something that you need to rely on them.
I agree.
They need to have it in their head what the time frame is. You have to learn that, and the coach shouldn't have to bail you out. You should be. That's something we never were able to do. You had to count. If you screwed up, your coach yelled at you for screwing up because you got to count in your head.
I mean, that
you got
rule.
4.
I'm trying to think. That rule change is only 10 years old?
Probably, yeah. I'm trying to think when they allowed coaches to call timeout. Probably around the same time as, how they run and jump in the air with the ball, and they yell timeout to save themselves. Remember that call?
I think that
before
changed. I think that change was a little before the timeout, but I'm not sure.
I don't remember the code. We have to look that up. Maybe we'll come back next week with it.
Either way, a good heads-up play by Coach DeRozier to preserve the possession for his team. And speaking of Coach DeRozier, should Windham hang on here through the final 2:47, we will speak with the second-year head coach. Windham trying to punch their ticket to the quarterfinals for the second straight season. Should Bishop Guertin come back, well, then we'll chat with head coach Will Horn. So stick around after the game. Exclusive live interview here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance. The inbound from Windham out of the timeout. Jacobs, little room. Finds Stefanidis. Back to Jacobs. No foul yet. Skip pass for Murphy. And he used the dribble and now does draw a foul.
So now they look like maybe Windham is thinking about just kind of slowing down offensively, pass the ball around, make them foul you, and then they feel good maybe from the free throw line, like they're a good free throw shooting team. Today, they've only shot 6 free throws, and they are, 4 of 6? Is that right? Yeah, 4 of 6, right? So, maybe they feel pretty good about their free throw chances.
Not a whole lot of free throws taken by either team.
No.
Stefanidis, high post, and it's a game of keep away now for Windham, inside of 2.5 to go. Roy Dulis, tough catch in the lane, lost the ball, and then steps out of bounds. So BG, they get the turnover they were hoping for. They don't commit the 15 foul. They get the ball back here, down a dozen, 58-46.
Now, we went over this the other day. Belmont, Kearsarge. When you play not to lose, a lot of times teams will creep back. We got a lot of time left. If you don't practice that, it's difficult to play not to lose for a long time. 2 or 3 minutes and trying to stall and move the ball around if you're not good at it and don't have maybe all of your best ball handlers in there right then.
Offensive foul against Gorovo. It comes on the pass.
Complaining doesn't help. He's going to get himself a tee if he's not careful.
The junior is fired up. And the ball is going to go back to Windham. Gorovo is going to go back to the sideline. McGowan checks out as well. Coach Horn trying to keep spirits up, but his club in some danger here with just outside of 2 minutes to go. Still a big hill to climb at 58-46. The 1-2-2 from BG. Windham with 2 guards in the backcourt. Roy Dulis at midcourt clears it. And then this one over the head of Murphy and into the bench.
Yeah, these are the plays as a coach make you nuts because you're getting wide open spots. So you want to maybe, if you see a wide open, attack the basket, go to the basket and lay it up. Don't try and throw the ball backwards, right? Attack the basket, get out of trouble, stay away from the traps. Just don't turn the ball over. You can't turn the ball over.
Meanwhile, a foul here against Windham. It's going to put you out of the free throw line with 1:46 to go. The hand check is number 2 against Katrobis. So Chow, his first trip to the line tonight. The senior possibly playing in his final game.
Got to make sure these free throws at the end, too, are big. You got to make all of them if you want to have a chance to win, and that's easier said than done.
Yeah. Back iron miss. Murphy the rebound. Now avoids the double team with a bounce pass. Petrobis has it. Point guard, lefty dribble. Finds Stefanidis. Back up top for Murphy. Again, Coach DeRozier trying to orchestrate. Petrobis says, forget all that, I'm going to the rim.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. Just if it's wide open like that, you attack the basket, make them foul you, and get those easy baskets.
Another 2 for Petrobis. Pushes his point total up to 32. Been the man tonight. Gonna collect a loose ball foul here, though, trying to secure that one in the corner off the miss. Ran into Woodward. And Petrobis commits his third. He taps himself on the chest and says, my bad. Again, still bonus time. Woodward going to shoot 2 here in a moment. Clock stop, minute 15 to go. Another quick timeout here from Coach Horn as he grabs the clipboard.
And you're grasping at this point. You're grasping at straws because I think with a minute 15 left, 14-point lead, I think we can almost close the door, the refrigerator door, that is.
And again, as we talked about BG, the way their roster is constructed, the future is bright.
Absolutely.
For the varsity team, for the program under head coach Will Horn. 10 juniors. A lot of them got playing time all season. A lot of them we saw on the floor tonight. They're only going to graduate one senior. That's Matt Chow. He will be missed. But nonetheless, as you mentioned, the experience of this year is going to help this group going into next year.
Oh, yeah. They've been a threat all year to everyone they've played. And they haven't, I mean, you're running into kind of a Windham team that all of a sudden has found itself. They found themselves, I believe, against Portsmouth. You know, they lost, what'd you say, their last game out to Alvern, but they understand their zone, and when they shoot well, and when you have a guy like Petrobis who can take over a game like he did today, they're going to win because the zone is so good. And a lot of teams now don't like playing against the zone. When I was younger, it seemed like everybody played zone. Now, very few teams play zone, but the trend is turning a little bit.
Yeah. All right, still a minute 15 to go here. BG down 14. The largest margin they have faced tonight. Sam Woodward knocked that down. It's his first point since halftime. The junior's got one more. Four points, 4 rebounds. The right-hander is going to go ahead and knock that down as well. The BG still scrapping here as we approach 1 minute remaining. Murphy, Petrobis, double teamed and fouled. That may be it for McGowan.
Yep, that's his 5th foul. You got to put somebody in the middle too. If you're Windham, put somebody in the middle, and then always on that press. If you watch the way it moves, you know it flows. It's like water. It kind of flows one way. The opposite corners across half court. Sidelines are always open. You just got to make sure the pass isn't too high or you don't float it.
So right? McGowan going to check out or foul out here with a minute 2 remaining. The junior left it all on the floor tonight. Several steals defensively. Of course, he's BG's high scorer tonight with 15 points.
Yeah, he gets after it. Very aggressive. Plays hard. Nothing to be ashamed of for him tonight.
Meanwhile, Petrobis.
Rare miss.
Yeah, it's his first miss at the line. It's now 2 for 3. One more for the lefty. A chance to give him 33 on the night, and he does so. Outstanding.
Find out if that might be a career high. I don't know. We don't know how he's.
I think we can ask Coach DeRozier.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him that.
Coming up live, exclusive interview. Should Windham hang on here, and it looks like they're going to. It's a 13-point lead. We're down to 50 seconds. Chow, double pump, scoop, no. Rebound for Murphy is his 7th. Going to bring the ball himself into the front court. Petrobis now looking to avoid Woodward, and he is fouled from behind by Woodward. So BG not willing to throw in the towel just yet. Petrobis a chance to add to his game-high point total.
He makes these 2, and BG doesn't score next time down. That might be.
That might be it. Yep. Woodward his 2nd foul. Both teams, as we know, in the bonus. Free throw is good for Petrobis. Now 4 for 5 tonight at the line, 34 points. And one more on the way. That one rattles in and out. Woodward the rebound. Time running out on the Cardinals. Down to 30 seconds. Woodward for three. Straight away, no. Murphy battling. It's Katrobis the rebound, and he's fouled deep in the backcourt.
Living at the free throw line at this point. I missed the 1-on-1, Nick.
I know you do.
I really do. Because this is making more fun. Right now, the 1-on-1. So, you missed the first one, boom, chance to score. Missed the first one again. That aspect of it was fun. It made the game more
pressure on the shooters.
Pressure, yeah.
Sure.
You got to make free throws, and you don't get a second one. You got to earn that second one, Nick. Gosh darn it, you got to earn it.
Katrovis has earned it tonight. 35 points after the make. Coach DeRozier is going to empty the bench with the exception of Katrobis. The Windham fans who made the drive along Route 111, they're clapping their hands in what looks like a road victory here in round number one. Katrobis knocks it down. He's got 36. He's going to get a big hug on the sideline as he checks out for the final 20-plus seconds. Meanwhile, Yusuf back to work with a spin move, and he draws a whistle in the lane.
No more fouling if you're Windham. Tell him, no foul.
We'll stop the clock with 17 seconds. And a good effort for Yusuf tonight. Eli, the sophomore, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 blocks unofficially. I may have shortchanged him as well. He's going to miss the free throw. He's got one more. Reminder, stick around. Coach DeRozier coming up next. Plus the full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, and some final scores to report from elsewhere in round one of the tournament. So do not go away. We've got a great post game coming up in just a moment. Windham going to run out the clock. And for the second straight year under head coach Carson DeRozier, they're going to go to the quarterfinals.
That's big.
Yeah.
Good for them.
That's an achievement.
Yeah.
2 straight trips to the quarters following this 63-49 road victory over Bishop Guertin. The man tonight was Jack Katrobis, the senior, looking to extend his career one more game with a win. Does that and then some. 16 points in the first half, 20 more in the second. For a game-high 36 points, he knocked down 6 three-pointers, had help inside and on the glass from Sam Roy Dulis, the sophomore, unofficially with a game-high 15 rebounds in the win for the Jaguars. Coming up, we're joined live by Coach DeRozier. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Now 64-49 is the final, as Windham It's a big road win here tonight to advance to Saturday's quarterfinals. The Jaguars will take on top seed Bedford in Bedford. Again, that's on Saturday. Game time yet to be revealed there, but what a night for Jack Katrobis, one of 5 seniors coming in for Windham. With the uncertainty, is tonight the end of the road, or do we somehow find a way to win on the road and extend our careers? Well, Jack, as you said, Justin, was on a mission tonight. He had 16 points in that first half. Windham played with the lead throughout most of that stretch. They led by as many as 9 early in the second quarter. BG tightened things up at halftime to cut it to 2, but too much Katrobis in half number 2 as well. As he
Way too much.
Adds 20 points to that 16 and ends up with a game-high 36. BG cannot catch up. And in the end, it's a 15-point win for Coach Carson DeRosiers, who joins us now. Coach, congratulations. Taking care of business here, almost wire-to-wire on the road. It helps when you have a floor general like Jack Katrobis drop 36 points. We'll get to Jack. I want to start, though, with the defensive effort tonight. You hold the Cardinals under 50. That 2-3 zone covered a lot of ground. You forced some turnovers, and you rebounded well tonight. Talk about that defense and how big of an element that was here tonight on the road.
Yeah, the game plan was man to start the game, as you saw. Let up a couple easy ones. Went back to man sometime in the third quarter. Let up a couple easy ones. So we're playing that zone. Early on in the year, we kind of realized that the man wasn't the quality we needed it to be. We put in our zone, and there's a lot of different tendencies that we've taught. Our wings are very active down low. We have certain rules for certain guys, and this season that zone has allowed us to beat some excellent teams. BG, credit to them, they battled. They finished. They're 8, we're 9, right? They finished ahead of us in the standings, and that was a big reason we won the game, was our zone.
Yeah, and then of course you've got an animal on the glass. Sam Roydulis,
holy cow.
Unofficially at least 15 rebounds. Seems like he was on the ground going for loose balls, banging in the post. How big has he been, and where do you find a kid that's only 16 with that kind of muscle, Coach?
He's a monster. Getting the job last year, we had heard about this 8th grader coming in as a freshman, and he earned the varsity position last year. He was the backup center, and the coaches are looking around at each other going, oh, man, he's a monster.
It's bouncy.
And he's bouncy. He's undersized most nights height-wise, but his heart, his strength, his toughness, he's not being outmatched in that department any single night.
And then Katrobis with 36 points, Coach. Justin and I were wondering if that was a career high here tonight.
Gotta be. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Since we've been here, since my staff has been here.
You could tell he was dialed in just from the look on his face from the get-go. What can you say about what he has meant, not just tonight, obviously, but really the last 2 years under your regime?
Yeah, big game Jack. For 2 years, when we play the best teams in the state, BG included, we know we're getting big game Jack. He competes. Playoff games last year versus the top 4, top 5, top 6 in the state this year, and he was pissed off tonight. End of the year, he had 5 points versus Alvern, and he's been locked in practice in our 5 days of preparation before this. And the coaching staff before the game said, I think we're going to get a Herculean effort from JK.
And you did.
Yeah, I love the zone. It's gotten better, and as the year's going along, it's gotten better. You can tell that. What'd you tell them at halftime? They kind of, 2-point lead. You guys were playing so well early. You kind of built up a lead, and then they kind of crept back. What'd you tell them at halftime, or what'd you talk about at halftime to get them to come kind of turn it around again at halftime?
We just had to stop shooting ourselves in the foot. We had a 9-10-point lead early, allowed them to come back, and they made some shots, but I think some of that was us having some turnovers, not being in the right position offensively, and we were able to correct those mistakes as the game went on, and then we were able to break it open.
And then I noticed, too, you were missing a player that we had seen, Jordan, right? He looked injured,
Yep.
maybe an ankle injury.
Yep.
Will we see him again maybe next time?
Yeah, he's just dealing with an injury. Expectation is he'll be practicing like he has been, and we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Good. Speaking of Saturday, you take on Bedford at Bedford. What happens between now and then to get ready?
Yeah, we got 2 great days to prepare, tomorrow and Friday. When we have time to prepare, we're very, very good. Our scout has been great. The 7 or 8 guys that are on that scout team have done a fantastic job. all season long, and they will continue to do that in the next 2 days. And we'll watch a little bit more film. We have the game that we played, lost by about 9 a few games ago. And just break them down, and we'll be ready to go on Saturday.
Yeah. Zone is scary, Coach. The zone is scary.
I agree.
Great job.
Thank you.
Coach, thank you.
Yeah, good.
And
good
best
win.
of luck
Good win.
on Saturday as well.
I think we're undefeated in 2 seasons when you guys show up, so hopefully see you guys Saturday.
Coach, congratulations. That's, again, Carson DeRozier, just the second-year head man. And they're going to celebrate tonight on their way back to the quarterfinals for the second straight year.
Yeah, they were fun to watch tonight. You could tell Katrobas dialed in, like we said. Didn't want to go home, didn't want to lose. Sounds like he didn't play well the last time with 5 points. So came in tonight and just said, I'm not going to allow our team to lose, which is exactly what he did. Yeah. And BG was close. It wasn't like a blowout game. They played close the entire time. They didn't give up. They played hard. They got in foul trouble a little bit early. But in order to beat Windham right now, you've got to be able to figure out that zone. It's a 2-3 zone, and people go, it's just a 2-3 zone, but it's an active hands in the passing lane, cutting off the high post, getting out on the shooter zone that you don't see very often. Movement everywhere.
That's what I'm about to say. You got 5 guys moving at the same time. That 2-3 zone can be hard to diagnose. So
yeah, and if they're doing what they're supposed to do and what they're told,
right,
it's going to be really hard to score or get easy baskets that way.
You ready for some other scores?
Oh, I love scores.
We've got a tournament scoreboard here in Division I. A lot of these games are final. Portsmouth, the number 2 seed, they are moving on to the quarterfinals. A 74-60 win over Salem tonight to end the Blue Devils season. Trinity, the number 3 seed, they had to do it from behind. They trailed at halftime at home against Winnicott, but a strong third quarter turned the tide for the Pioneers. They end up beating the Warriors 60-46. Exeter, big night at Exeter. They top Goffstown nearly by 20. 82-63 is the final there.
Yeah, not surprising. Not surprising. They're good.
Another quarterfinal appearance for Coach Holmes. And Exeter, and earlier tonight, Nashua South did hang on to beat Merrimack. Good effort by the Tomahawks.
Well, they play hard, though.
But South ends up with a 55-49 victory over Coach Denton and the Merrimack Tomahawks. Early lead for Keene. Well, not so early anymore. Early third quarter. Keene doubling up Londonderry in a low-scoring affair, 30-15. That game is out west at Keene. That is going to do it for us here in Nashua. I want to thank Ryan Brown, the athletic director here. Good to see Ryan. Good to see Pete Palladino, the former athletic director. He was down running the scoreboard tonight, helped us out pregame. So we always love coming to BG for those reasons. And, of course, got to thank our sponsors. Nothing happens without the support of the sponsors. That's Beals Insurance, MG Sports Fundraising, and the New Hampshire Tomahawks. For our hardworking behind-the-lens duo of Matt Beals and John Barron. Ooh. Another bang-up job tonight in close quarters.
Yes, hot.
As we share the spotlight with our friends at ETV. We appreciate John getting here early to spearhead the setup. And, of course, the whole thing was orchestrated flawlessly once again by the wizard of replay, the man behind the curtain, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. For the big man in the big chair, executive producer Steve Beals, and my partner, Justin Gorham. My name is Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time, Windham 64, Bishop Guertin 49. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.